What we want to do is to put it in a state space form, which means that the derivatives will have to be written as a function of the state variables and the inputs. So let's try that. And here we want to say the first one is dq6 dt. Yeah, we wanted to put it into this form. U is the vector of the inputs. Y is equal to A plus 8. So let's do it according to our form. So that means we need to put it like this. And in this case, we'll have the, what was the first one we're dealing with? We have 4 equations. The q sub 6 dt and then you have this, of course, was dp sub 8. And then what? Then we have 4 equations. So this will be dq9 dt and dp10 dt. dp10 dt. So we have all the derivatives on the side, and then we're going to put this multiply by a matrix like this, and the vector of states, this x, which would be q sub 6 in this case, p sub 8, on, okay, and this dp sub 8, this is dp sub 8, this is p sub 8, and then q9, and then p sub 10, plus the other matrix like this, and then the vector of the inputs. And in this case, what input do we have? We only have that SE1. Yeah, no more. Okay, so we put this into matrix form so that the row of this matrix multiplied by this column will give you the first equation. The row of this by this will give you the second and the third and the fourth equation there. So what we need to do is in here we are going to go and just work with the equation. You know, you have P10 and P sub 8 only. So on the first equation, do we have anything to deal with Q sub 6? No. So this is going to be a 0. Okay. 4 would be P sub 8. We do have a some terms with p sub 8 minus 1 over I sub 8. Yeah, and then we have this. So it would be 1 over I sub 8 p sub 8 0. Okay, so there we go. P10 and then p sub 8. P10 and p sub 8. And then this 0 and then minus 1 over I sub 10. So let's take a look at the second one. Second one says right there. You see here is the q sub 6 is 1 over c sub 6. So we need to write that down. And then we have p sub 8 minus 1 over 8. 1 over I sub 8. Q9 minus 1 over c sub 9. And then P10. One over I sub 10. Q9, this is minus 1 of P8, this is would be a 0. And there's 1 over I sub 8. And then Q9 no. And Q10 no. And I don't know if we had on the first one, we have to make sure that we cover this too. We don't have any of these. But on the last one, I believe we do, yes. SE1. SE1, so this is a 1 here. This is a 1. And then finally, the last equation is this one here. So SE1, we have a 1. A P sub 10, we have, well, this P sub 7. I would okay. We have 1. This one with a 10 would be minus R sub 7 over I sub 10. That's this one, and is this one, and then minus R sub 7 over I sub 8. What it we had with a P sub 8. So otherwise, this is 0, and then this is P sub 8 is minus R7 over I sub 8. Yeah. So we got the state space form in there. On the last equation, there's no other term like this. So this is the A matrix, the A matrix, excuse me, and the B matrix. Now we need to establish some outputs in here to be able to, I'm just gonna do two, okay? For example, the voltage on C2 and the current on R2. Okay, so the voltage C2, this has the form like this, Y is equal to dx, let's just do it right. Um, Y is equal to AX plus D plus C, no, times C, and then B times U. So let's just start with the with this one now. I said that we want the voltage on the C sub 2. So I am gonna go to the bond graph model where it is. C sub 2 is bond 9. So E9 is the one that we want. And there we go. So this is, yeah. So this is the output. I think it was E9 is equal to what? The same state variables as this ones. Q sub 6, P sub 8, Q sub 6, not P sub 8. What was the other output? No, the state variables is what I was writing. So this is correct. Q sub 9 and P sub 10 plus something with the value or the impedance E1. So E9, do we have an equation for E9? I believe we do. E9 is equal to 1 over C sub 9 Q sub 9. Yeah. So E9, I already looked at it, is just the 2. Yeah. Okay, so we need the C and the D matrices. For that purpose, we need to know what E9 is, which is the output that we want. Is like this, see? A little more complex than this. So why don't we just do E9 is 1 over C9 Q sub 9. Yeah. That's this one. So in here, there's going to be a 0, 0, 1, and 0. And now we're down to the next one. Let's say we want as an output, say out B sub 2. And then, of course, the current on C1. I on C1. Okay, so we have done the C matrix and there was no connection to this, so this is 0. If you want F, like in this case, if we would like F5, yeah, let's see what happens, because that's an interesting one. F sub 5 in this diagram, in this discussion, is F3 minus F sub 4. Okay, so F5 is F3 minus F sub 4, and I wonder what F3 was. F3 is F10. Okay, that is, yeah, F sub 3 is F sub 10 minus F sub 4, which we have. F sub 4 is F sub 8. Okay, so that's the C and the D matrices for this. If the current, like F sub 10 is, you have F10 is 1 over, yeah, F10 is 1 over I10 times P10. One over I sub 8 C sub 8 is what I know. Okay, so if this is the case, we have this as the result, and this would be in here piece of, for nothing to do with this one, piece of 10 and P pro, I guess it's called now here, piece of 10, and this is 1 over I minus 1 over I sub 8, and then Q9, this is 0, and then 1 over I sub 10 P sub 10. Okay, so these are the matrices that we were done. So this is the A matrix. This is the B matrix. This is the C. And this is the D matrix. Okay, very good. And that's how you get state space form.